right, just left the house, got everything packed up for the trip. Headed to pick up Matt now, and we're gonna head down, make the 5.5 hour trip down to Virginia, and try to get on some mountain gobblers. So should be pretty fun. I got a couple areas scouted out, and hopefully we can get on them. So see what happens. See you guys in the woods.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah, baby!
Freaking kidding me, dude.
Freaking gosh, you just cannot beat that! Yes! Woo!
Stay back a little bit.
Dude.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, baby! Woo!
You're perfect, dude. Oh my god. I was like, I hope he shoots too, because he's like, they got to the point where they can shoot him. Like,
Yes!
I seen him. When did you see him? Did you see him come down?
I saw him come all the way down.
Oh, dude, I wanted to rip at him there, but I'm like, man, I better not. They're coming. I was afraid they were going to go this way. I tried to turn like the last minute. And
I made sure, because when he popped, he popped strut at 40 yards, and I saw a full fan, and I was like,
I was zoomed in, seen them, because they were like a weird, like a Jacob's gobble. But
that's what I mean.
And I didn't even know they were in the bottom.
Dude, he's got a giant head.
Was that the strutter?
That was a strutter. The other one I couldn't see if he had a long beard, but I'm sure he was.
I got him. Zoomed in on him and seen him swinging. I'm like, dude. I was like, they're coming too. Like, I was like worried they were gonna. I mean, from down there you can't tell exactly what it looks like, but I didn't want him to go this way. That's why I didn't. I mean, we didn't need to call on him anymore, but.
First morning.
Dude, did that not work? I was like, at first, after a while, they didn't move from up top. I was like, they're not going to come down.
I actually was looking back. I was going to say, do you want to move up? But then then all of a sudden, I started seeing him coming down the hill. I was like,
yeah, like, I don't know. It sounded, you could tell they were coming down, but it just looked so steep, you know? It's almost like they couldn't pitch down, but. Oh, man, dude, that's a good bird.
Good spurs.
That one's
a
little worn out.
Sharp. Big old head.
I haven't had a punt happen like go that good right off the roost in so long, dude. I was like, please, dude.
I kept
even if we
praying,
were together, there would have
like,
been no way to get both of them, you know. No. Who cares?
Dude, they were
Who even cares?
Like you said, they were getting a little weary there because they could see up kind of where you were calling and I was calling.
Because I was like, dude, I was like, they're borderline for me, but they're got to be good for you.
That's a heavy fucking bird, dude. I can't even believe that.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah, baby!
All right, guys, so getting the bird tag now, a little different than coming from PA here. You can get on the Virginia DWR app and tag them on there, so got service. So what you do is just go on the app and then you click turkey, get your location. It's going to ask you beard length, 7 or more inches, shot him with the shotgun, time of harvest, before noon, and then ask you if you shot it on public land. So this is other public land. And then it asks you the county. I ain't gonna tell you guys that because then give our spot away. So kind of neat how you can just get on the app and do it instead of like PA you have to fill it out with the pen and put the tag on the turkey's leg. So pretty neat. Only takes a few minutes. Alright guys, now kind of what I'm doing is showing you guys my setup here against this tree. Kind of have some cover in front of me here, and shot the bird at about 35 yards, and Matt was behind me here in one of these trees about 20 yards. I let these birds come in. They came down the ravine, back up, and then when they got to about 40, he popped strut. And I didn't have a good shooting lane at about 35, so I kind of let him come to the right a little bit, and you'll see from Matt's position kind of where I was.
I'm down here where Curt's bird was when he killed it. Just looking up at kind of our setup. I'll zoom in on Curt. Shot the bird probably at 40-ish yards. And that's where Curt was set up, and I was just behind him, maybe like 10, 15 yards. And the birds were roosted probably 300 yards. Down there were a bunch of finger bridges kind of come together, and they pitched up top. And you know, they were up there gobbling on the ground probably for 15 minutes or so. Didn't really budge, and kind of went silent on them a little bit. We're just calling real soft, scratching the leaves, and they broke and come down the hill here. And they were strutting a little in the bottom here, gobbled once down there, and kind of slowly worked their way up. And they got to right here where they could see up, you know, where we were set up. And I don't know if they might have worked in a little bit closer, but they got to where they could, a good vantage point where they could see, and probably weren't going to come much farther. And you know, they were just had their both of them had their heads stretched out looking. So that's when Curt took the shot and killed the one, and I was behind him, you know, not really worried about shooting the other one. Just glad to be part of it. And he pitched back up the hill, so maybe get on him tomorrow morning or something, or just go try to locate a different one. But it's a super beautiful spot here, and we're just both super thankful for such a perfect morning. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. It's cool. I've never seen one that has that white besides Merriam's, you know. Cool.
Yeah, I like this up in here, yeah. Beautiful bird, that's for sure.
Yep, they all have their own.
Guys, that couldn't have happened any better, to be honest. As you can tell by the footage, those birds were kind of roosted close to the private is what happened. Kind of like out on the finger of the next ravine that is over. And had this spot pinned last time I was in here, like last week. And I was telling you on the way down, like, about the spot, and you were probably thinking the whole time, like,
why don't we just go there,
right? Like, so we go to a different spot, a huge access road that ran through, and I got there and I was like, this doesn't look good. And I'm pretty sure you were probably thinking that too.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there was like spots here and there that looked all right, but I mean, you had to go up, you had to climb some elevation to get up there.
Right. So yeah, so this was only like an extra 50 minutes, and shoot, we already drove over 5.5 hours. Matt was like, let's just drive the extra 50 minutes, so we came back over the hill.
I don't know, it must have cut some time out at some point. It went to 50 to like 8 minutes pretty freaking quick.
All we had to do was get on this side of the mountain, though. This is where it was beautiful. But I had a couple spots pinned in here, and got here too late. We set up camp, and me and you both got like an hour of sleep. Just couldn't sleep. And got up in here and told Matt, I'm like, let's just get up kind of where I had these pins and shoot. Like, 5 after 6? 2 of them ripped off, and we both looked at each other like,
did you hear that?
Yeah. And then pretty much right where I had the pins at. So we ended up coming down a ravine, coming back up this ravine, and they were on the other side of the ravine down there. Like I said, out on that finger. And what we did was we kind of got up close to where we can hear them really good. Like, what do you think, a couple 100 yards maybe?
Yeah, I'd say probably like 250.
250-ish, maybe 300. We got to a point where we were soft calling, and then Matt's like, hey, let's do a fly down cackle. So we did. Matt did a fly down cackle, and they both just ripped gobbles off. And so we set up, and they started gobbling really good off the roost. And then pretty sure I heard the one fly down at least.
Yeah, I don't know if they
threw down
together, but
yeah.
I thought I heard some too. I just wasn't 100%. But it had to have been them, because the next gobble was on the ground.
Right. So they were up on top for probably 10 or 15 minutes, and I looked back at Matt, and I don't know if he kind of knew what I was doing.
I don't know what he's looking back here.
I was like, I don't know if we should move or not. I was thinking in my head, but I'm like, no, like,
Yeah.
it's just right off the roost. Like, you never know. So then, literally, 10 minutes later, here they come down the ravine.
Yeah, we kind of like didn't go completely quiet on. We just were scratching the leaves, doing some soft calling there, like, and they come right down the hill, right onto our side, and they were in the bottom. This one he shot was strutting a little bit. They had a good little flat there. Then they come up another, I don't know what, 10, 15 yards from there.
Maybe 10 yards, and then they started looking, and I was like, they're in range for sure.
You just never know if they're going to keep coming. Yeah, it's always cool to let them get as close as possible. But over the years, you have stuff happen. It's in the back of your head, like, you got a chance, you better take it.
Well, what happened was, I showed it earlier on the footage where kind of had, a couple trees in front of me, and I was just waiting for the one to clear. And the one that I shot was the one that popped strut at like 40 yards. And then all of a sudden, like, I knew he was a gobbler because he had a full fan. And then he come to the right like 3 more yards, like a couple steps. And that's when he was in the clear, so that's when I shot. But pretty sure Matt got pretty good footage of him coming in, and haven't watched it yet. But definitely another one that was hot, so we're going to try to get up on him, maybe do a little scouting back through here, maybe take this bird down to the camp and get a bite to eat. It's only probably 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's like 10 after 8 right now. So, yeah, we killed him within 30 minutes of them.
They did stay in the tree. I mean, they could have flew down even, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes before
they waited. They waited at least 20 minutes, maybe a half hour after you did your fly down cackle.
Yeah. Like they do that a lot.
But no hens. No, we didn't hear any hens in here. So that's why I think they probably thought, there was a couple hens roosted up above them. And it's always better to get up above the birds, and that's what we did. Kept telling Matt, I'm like, we just need to get above them, because if we got down below, I didn't think, we just don't have a good advantage point. So getting up above them.
Yeah, if we would have got too close to the hillside they came off of, they would have just looked from the
top
and been like, there's nothing down.
I think that's a good decision that you made. I kept saying, like, maybe we should get down farther, but you were like, no,
you got to kind of like, you got to take a couple seconds and put yourself in like the turkey's, the turkey's point of view, and like, all right, where do you want them to come, and what are they going to see from there, and can you kill them from where you want to set up without them hanging up and being too far? Because over the years, I mean, you have that happen so many times, you got to learn from it.
Yeah. Well, I think what we did was we were really patient when they first started gobbling. When we got close enough where we figured this was a good spot to set up, we kind of took our time and we're like, all right, do we set up here? Because there was that big down tree in front of us at like 50 yards. I'm like, hopefully that doesn't mess us up. I didn't want them to circle around that and then stay down where I couldn't get a shot.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't get any closer.
We
talked about
perfect.
it. We backed up maybe 20 yards from where we were originally trying to figure out, do we go right or left or back? And I'm glad we went back. I'm glad we went back because down to our right, like down that flat, was almost too open, and I kept saying that. I'm like, if we get down in there, they'll probably hang up, Yeah. Never know though, but at least we got it done. First morning though, can't ask for a better hunt. But appreciate you guys watching, and we'll try to get Matt one here. We got a couple days, so. Kept having to take deep breaths because I was shaking as they were coming up that ravine.
Yeah, you and me both.
It was definitely awesome to travel down there and have that type of hunt with a good buddy, especially with what him and his family have been dealing with lately. God's just been so good, and he always provides. But in his word, it says in Romans 12:15, it says, rejoice with those who rejoice, weep with those who weep. And it was definitely meant to be, to go down there and experience that type of hunt. So appreciate you guys watching, and like always, thanks for watching Ridge Raised Outdoors.